this frigid, single-digit late January day outside, we welcome you inside the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight this Atlantic hockey rivalry is renewed as the Purple Eagles of Niagara have arrived to face the RIT Tigers in the finale of this home-and-home weekend series. Number 26 for RIT is Evan Conyon. The first-year forward has scored at least 1 point in his last 5 games and is a big reason why the Tigers snapped their 2-game slide last night. Good evening and welcome to RIT Hockey Pregame Live here on the RIT Sports Network. Well, last weekend, not a good one for the Tigers against Canisius. In fact, for the first time since opening weekend, all the way back in October, RIT was swept in a conference series. Tigers were looking to turn things around last night at Niagara after a scoreless opening period. RIT got to work quickly in the second. Tigers with a 3-on-2 rush as it's Zach Weigel finding Evan Conyon for his team leading 10th of the season. 1-0 RIT just 45 seconds into the second after killing off a 5-on-3 Niagara power play. Tigers on the prowl again, and this time it's Austin Brimmer with the one-timer, his 7th of the year. 2-0 RIT after 2. Third period, Niagara would pull within 1 as Noah Hackett cleans the rebound in front. It was 2-1, but RIT would quickly respond as you watch William Moore racing up the ice here, straight to the net, and puts home the wrister, his 6th of the season. Tigers back up by 2. It was 3-1 RIT, but the Purple Eagles didn't go quietly as we were 4-on-4. Niagara with numbers, and Ross Rollison nets his first of the season to pull Niagara back within 1 again. Under a minute to go, Tigers looking to hold on, and Philippe Jacques, he makes sure they do by adding the empty netter at the other end. Tigers beat Niagara last night by a final of 4-2. So the Tigers not only snapped their 2-game slide, but they win on the road at Niagara for the first time since February of 2022. The Tigers' PK unit was the difference, as was Jakub Kurbacek in net, as RIT killed all 6 Niagara power play opportunities, and Kuba made 37 saves as the Tigers were outshot 22-3 in the second period alone and 39-19 overall on the night. After going pointless last weekend, tonight RIT has a chance to complete the weekend sweep and collect a big 6 points in the AHA standings. With more on last night's win and a preview of tonight's rematch, RIT head coach Matt Thomas is with our John DiTullio.
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. All right, buddy, let's start. I was looking at those numbers. I would have showed you those numbers before you played the game. There's no way you get 3 points. How did your team get 3 points despite being outshot in that second period alone, 22-3?
Penalties. I mean, most of that was just, we didn't get a power. I think we got 28 seconds power play time. So it was tilted that way. We didn't manage the puck. We didn't play well. I wasn't happy with our team the way we managed the puck. Obviously, we did a lot of good things. We scored at the right time, so there was a lot of good. But we needed to play a little bit of a tighter road game. At least that's what we talked about all week. And we played a little too loose of one. But Kuba was great, our D were unbelievable, and our forwards had some timely goals. So when those 3 things happen, good things happen.
You were able to snap, more importantly, the 2-game losing streak. Now you get a little momentum here down the stretch. Just talk about getting off the schneid after what happened here last weekend.
Yeah, for us, we hadn't lost a game at home since the opening weekend. So what we felt as a group was kind of laid an egg the way we weren't very good. To bounce back was important, so that was a huge win. It should feed some momentum. I think, again, one of these things what we're trying to do is learn how to play championship style hockey, and to go on the road and win a game is really important. It's hard to do in college hockey, but to be able to back it up and come home and win again after we kind of let one slip away from us last Saturday was a real focus.
Kuba 37 saves, but won't play tonight. The reasoning for sitting him tonight for McKenzie?
Yeah, a little bit. He wasn't feeling 100% after the game. Maybe we put a little too much work on him. So for us, good opportunity to get Macker in the net. Obviously, he's been chomping at the bit to get a start. He hasn't had one since opening weekend. So feel confident where his game's at. And obviously for us, Kuba's been great, and we want to make sure that we don't beat him up too much.
And when you look at tonight's game, what's the key? What's important for your team to come out with 6 points this weekend?
Well, for us, all we're talking about is managing the game. We have to manage the game, and that means understanding when you need to get a puck out, understanding when you need to get a puck in, understanding when you have time and space to make a play and maybe try something a little bit more creative, and then understanding the exact opposite when you got to kind of dig in and maybe be a forechecking team a little bit more. So we're trying to learn what championship habits are all about, and for us, that's going to be our focus tonight.
I know we talked the other day, the meeting you guys had during the week. Can you kind of pull back the curtain, the player and coaches meeting, and what was it all about? And did you see anything beneficial come from that meeting, at least last night, or what you want to see happen tonight?
Yeah, so we really hit on three things. How we want to approach going on the road, like just our road mentality, how we travel there, how we are on the bus, how we are pregame, just kind of more of a mental approach to a road game. Then we talked a lot about how our structure, how we come into our own end, how we defend, and how we come out of our own end with structure. I thought we did a tremendous job on that. There was some massive growth in that area, which was huge. And then the last one, we didn't hit really the marks. We got to learn how to manage a game, and like I talked about, just know when they've got numbers back, and we might have to put a puck in and go earn it back instead of trying to over-create in those situations. So we hit 2 of the 3, and it led to a win. So if we can get all 3, I expect to win tonight.
Best of luck, Matt. Thanks so much, buddy. All right, for a preview of Niagara, here is my partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
All right, thanks, John. Here with head coach Jason Lammers, now in his 9th season at Niagara. And Coach, was last night a missed opportunity for your team?
Yeah, we were excited about the way we played and what we did and what we accomplished. And unfortunately, I thought RIT did a nice job and the goalie was excellent. And yeah, we'd like to come out on the other side of that.
Yeah, power play. You had the opportunities last night. Any changes going into tonight in that regard?
Yeah, just some little tweaks that we want to make, right? Credit to the RIT PK for being good. And obviously your goalie's your best PK guy. And I thought they did a good job on it.
Yeah, Day getting the start, his first start for the Purple Eagles. Tell us about him and the decision to go for him.
Yeah, such an awesome young man and just a great student. And he's been a tremendous player everywhere he's been. So excited for the opportunity he's earned here tonight.
And RIT conversely going with McKenzie. Does that, if at all, change what you're trying to do here today?
No, not too much. Right now we're focused on what we want to do and how much trust and belief we have in the room, and the guys are really in a good spot with that. So goalie doesn't matter necessarily.
What's your message to the team that maybe you're doing all the right things, but the results aren't coming? How do you stay positive?
Yeah, you can fall into temptation, or you can choose to have it be a test, right? And when you study for a test, you come out on the other side of a test better. And so right now we're being tested. Let's not fall into temptation.
You have Rochester roots going to Geneseo, Coach. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Jason Lammers now in his 9th season. Kevin, we send it back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you so much. Well, thanks to last night's victory and some other league members playing out of conference this weekend, the Tigers were able to jump from 4th into a tie for 2nd in Atlantic hockey. As we take a look, RIT and Sacred Heart each have 30 points and sit 8 behind conference-leading Bentley. Holy Cross lost at Robert Morris, so the Crusaders have dropped to 4th. Canisius has won 4 straight and sits in 5th at the moment, while Niagara, with just 4 conference wins so far this season, is 9th, just 2 points ahead of last place, Mercyhurst. Well, still to come here on Pregame Live, the RIT women's hockey team stepped out of conference for the final time this season. We'll show you how the Tigers fared on the road at Brown this afternoon. Plus, he's been one of the most impactful first-year players on this roster this season. Coming up, we'll share what's been the key to Evan Conyon's success. But first, number 22 for RIT is William Moore. The Westfield, Indiana native is another RIT first-year player who's certainly not playing like one. Moore will join our Kim Coffee live next as our coverage continues from the Gene Policini Center. Get ready, it's RIT in Niagara. At 5:05, this is Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Here on Pregame Live, free tickets Saturday for RIT students. Also the final Saturday game of the regular season. Hard to believe as RIT hosts Niagara. Face-off comes your way at 5:05. On the men's side of Atlantic hockey tonight in conference action, Canisius looks to win its 5th straight. They are at Mercyhurst. While Holy Cross visits Robert Morris later tonight in non-conference action, Bentley hosts Princeton, while Sacred Heart is facing Yale in the consolation game of the Connecticut Ice Tournament. No score right now. They're playing in the first period. Well, William Moore is one of those RIT first-year players that has really been impressive to watch so far this year. The forward scored what proved to be the game winner last night and now is currently tied for 5th in scoring on the team with 6 goals and 5 assists. William Moore is off the ice from warm-ups, and he's standing by live now with our Kim Coffey. Kim?
Will, yesterday you came up with a big-time goal in the third period to help your team, give your team the win. How were you guys able to hold off that late push by Niagara yesterday?
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I think Kuba played unbelievable as normal, and I think we were playing desperate, which is what we need. So, other than that, I think we bonded together well and played hard and came out with it.
I mean, you bring up playing together well. If there's one thing we know about this team, they work very well as a unit. How has that helped build your confidence as a first-year player?
I mean, I definitely think our older guys and our leaders do a great job, including everyone, and giving us confidence as a team. So I think we keep playing games and we keep getting more confident, which is huge.
What's going to be the key to getting off to a good start again here tonight for Game 2?
I think keeping things simple is going to be huge, and I guess working as hard as we can and making plays when they need to be made, and getting pucks deep when they need to get deep.
After beating them last night, what are you prepared to see from Niagara? But you're back home, so how can you use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely come out hard. We know that, but I think just playing in our system and trusting each other will be our key to success here. So.
Thanks so much, Will.
Yeah,
good luck.
Thank you.
Kevin?
All right, Kim, thanks so much. As we showed you earlier, Jakub Krbichek had a sensational night last night, but in the net for RIT tonight will be number 33, Colin McKenzie. The Elora, Ontario native will make just his second start of the season and first since a 6-1 loss back in October against Sacred Heart. Now, McKenzie did play last Saturday night in relief of Krbichek, allowing just 1 goal while making 12 saves in over 42 minutes of action against Canisius. For Niagara, head coach Jason Lammers talked about it. He's elected to make a change in net for tonight's series finale as number 30 Mitchell Day has earned his first start of the season and 4th of his career. The junior from St. Louis did play in last night's game, making 8 saves in nearly 12 minutes of action. Niagara looking for any sort of spark to end this 7-game slide they're on. Meanwhile, the RIT women's hockey team is on the road this weekend. The Tigers have a conference bye. So instead of having time off, RIT is in Providence, Rhode Island for its final non-conference game of the regular season. After a scoreless first period, we pick up the action. Under 13 minutes to go in the second, Tigers gain the zone. Madison Buziak centers to Linda Rula, who denied initially, but then goes top shelf with the rebound. Take another look. What an effort here by the Tigers and Rula as she picks up her 8th goal of the season. RIT had a 1-0 lead. Late in the second period, under 2 minutes to play, Addie Alvarez, the Rochester native, coming up here with the shot. Brett Kelly, the deflection that finds the back of the net for her team, leading 11th of the season. RIT would add 2 more in the third as they went on to shut out Brown this afternoon by a final of 4-0. So RIT goaltender Sophia Belina records her 5th career shutout as the senior stopped all 23 shots she faced this afternoon. Belina now moves into a tie for 11th all-time in career shutouts with Sarah Coe, who graduated last year. Tigers D was big in front of Belina, too, today. They chipped in with 17 blocked shots. Elsewhere, in women's Atlantic Hockey America action, Mercyhurst sweeps Robert Morris with a 5-1 victory. Lindenwood shuts out Syracuse 4-0. And Penn State, they keep rolling. They blanked Delaware. Nittany Lions are 17-1 in conference play this season. So here is how things look on the women's side of Atlantic Hockey America. Penn State and Mercyhurst remain 1-2. The Tigers remain in 3rd place despite playing out of conference this weekend. RIT leads Syracuse by just a point. Lindenwood is surging. The Tigers have a very big series with the Lions starting next Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock here on Flow out in St. Louis. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, if you're just joining us, we'll take a look back at last night's series opener and a victory for the Tigers. Plus, associate head coach Dave Inzalaco will join us with perspective on round 2 between the Tigers and Purple Eagles here tonight. It's all straight ahead on your home for Tiger Hockey. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
It's all about puck movement for him. As Brockhoff lines up, Hackett scores! I'm RIT, I'm not saying you dive, but anything close with contact with Niagara, if you go down, I think you got a good shot of a penalty.
More scores! He got the 5-hole to open, and on the rush, he slides it home, and RIT has 3 goals on their 8 shots on net. Baranoff, Ziski joined the rush but couldn't reel the pass along, and now in the other direction come the Tigers with Scalos. Scalos drops for Roger. Good recovery by Ziski. Roger gets spun out into the boards. Baranoff trying to get to Ziski 2-on-1. Ziski and Rolliston, the 2 defensemen. Ziski stops, pops, score! The 4-on-4 works! Gets the okay. Now they'll look for the empty net. Pro Rencroft's knocked it down though. At the line, Ziski holds. Tried to send it to the high slot. This will be a goal! It found the corner of the net. Is Jacques able to find the line, and that will do it. The Tigers end a losing streak here at Dwyer Arena.
Yeah, they sure did last night. RIT winning at Niagara last night for the first time since February of 2022, and in the process, they snap a 4-game losing streak to the Purple Eagles. Niagara still leads the overall series. RIT, the conference championship edge. Tigers have won 4. Closest Niagara has gotten was 2019 when they lost in the title game at Harbor Center to AIC. Tonight marks the first time Niagara has visited the Policini Center this season, and they limp into town having lost 7 straight games. Welcome in John and Gene. And guys, last night certainly wasn't perfect for the Tigers, as Coach Thomas touched on earlier, but they found a way in a building where they've really struggled to win over the years.
Yeah, that's the key, Kevin. Sometimes you don't have your A game. Find a way, as they would say. Happy to be joined ringside by Dave Insulaco. And Dave, you do get the win entering tonight. What are you looking to improve upon?
In all facets, we did not play well last night. We were fortunate to come up with a victory. I think it was, last week we thought we should have won on Friday and didn't, and then it was role reversal this past Friday. So we need to be much better in all facets moving forward.
But, Dave, your team did find a way. You look at the numbers, they were all one-sided. Look at some of the keys last night. What are some of the positives, you could take away from last night's win?
Well, we were opportunistic, 1. 2, our penalty kill was phenomenal. We killed off a 5-on-3 for 2 straight minutes, and I think we only had 20 seconds of power play time, and they had 7 power plays. So our penalty kill was outstanding. Kuba was really strong in net, and our first line got it done when they were given an opportunity. But all our players need to be much better. I think our D were much better this past Friday than we were the previous weekend, so that was huge for us too.
Yeah, we get to see Colin McKenzie. Dave, what can you share with us about your freshman goaltender?
Super athletic, poised, plays on his feet, reads the play well. So I'm excited to watch Macker play. You got a glimpse of it in the third against Canisius. Very good goalie, 5 years in the OHL. He can play.
Dave, thanks a lot. Go get him.
Thanks.
Dave Insulaco, Associate Head Coach here at RIT.
Yeah, didn't play their best hockey. What do they say? Great teams aren't always great. They're only great when they have to be. They had to be great, certainly in that time, at moments of that second and even in the third. It's a big win. It's a team that Niagara's been struggling to get W's. The Tigers struggled, but in the end, got 3 points. You like your chances to come away with 6 points if you're the Tigers.
Yeah, the Niagara Purple Eagles coming in. They have some names you might remember. I mean, if you're a Sabre fan from way back in the day, our player to watch, Ross Rolliston. Our chief engineer, Chuck, probably remembers that era of Sabres hockey with Rolly, the goalie. Well, he's now the development coach. Yep. This is his son on the blue line. He gets a goal last night for the Purple Eagles, our player to watch. Gets
a big goal, but Rolly, I haven't heard that name in such a long, long time. He gets the second goal last night for Niagara, his first of the season. Of course, Rolly, the goalie, 2 seasons with Buffalo, 14 seasons overall. But keep your eye on number 12, the junior defenseman. 1 goal, no assist, but hey, maybe last night could really jumpstart what lies ahead for not only him, but the Purple Eagles. Yeah, the transfer from Lake Superior State. For the Tigers, Catalano's a finisher. Evan Conyon's become this finisher, John, our player to watch. He's a force. The kid gets better and better since we've been calling games, since he arrived here. His first game back in October. You look at his numbers. He is just having a monster year. And right next to forward, you see first year. Some of the first year impact players, he stands out among all of them. Number 26 is a great, great player for Matt Thomas. And John, it's fair to say, as we're entering the final weeks of the season, we're looking at the standings.
get home ice in the first round, John, but you got to take care of games like today.
Yeah, they took care of business last night. Wasn't easy. You've got to get points tonight. Then they get Mercyhurst and Army teams, at least on paper, they're better than. But you got to take care of business at home, especially after losing twice. They had rattled off 9 straight wins in this building, and then losing last week. They've got to, even Matt Thomas goes, we have to reestablish ourselves in this building starting tonight.
Kevin, puck drop coming up at 5:05. Looking forward to calling this one.
Yeah, I can't wait, guys. Thanks so much. Well, RIT has had many pleasant surprises on the ice this season, and that includes some of their first-year players like forward Evan Conyon. The Newmarket, Ontario native has been a consistent offensive threat this year.
Matt Thomas saw Evan Conyon's potential right away.
He's got a scoring touch, and he can make some plays.
And the first-year forward has consistently done that, proving he can deliver in the biggest moments, too.
Evan Conyon has won it for the Tigers in overtime.
Some guys have a clutch scoring gene. I think he has it, and that's not to put any pressure on him. I think he wants the puck in that scenario. He wants that puck in overtime, but most importantly, it's really good to see him having success because, for me, that just breeds the desire to keep working and to keep getting better, and he has that.
Being able to produce like the way I have, it definitely helps build confidence, and then given the opportunity I've been getting with the power play and some big minutes, definitely it's hard to not be confident when the coach is trusting you with those big roles, and you don't want to let anyone on the team down either. So definitely something I'm taking pride in.
Matt Thomas links much of Conyon's early collegiate success to his time playing Major Junior in the Canadian Hockey League.
Those guys have been playing a professional schedule for 4 years. Everything they do is more professional. Everything they do, because they're getting guys ready for the NHL. It was always the fast track to the NHL, and it's a harder level to play at every day and be good every day. So I think that experience brings guys into college hockey and gives them a little bit more confidence to be prepared for it. I think they've seen a little bit more of it than a guy that was playing in a Tier 2 junior league.
I don't know. I feel like they run their league pretty professionally, and you know, coming to college, it's a little bit of the same. You know, you have to be so dialed in with everything, especially in the OHL. You're playing against top 5, top 3 picks in the NHL every night, so you need to be ready to play. So, you know, that's something I feel like I've had a good practice at, being ready to play against those good players, and it kind of prepares me to play these games too.
Conyon has had an impressive first year, but Coach Thomas believes the offseason will be the key to his development moving forward.
He needs to be a guy that can attack. What's probably holding him back was the fact that he had shoulder surgery that ended his season last year, and he missed that critical 20-year-old year of off-season training where you can come in feeling that you got major gains in the weight room, and he didn't get that. So a real solid off-season for him going into his sophomore year, I think will make a huge impact in his ability to get to those and play a little more direct offensively, because the strength will match the idea in his head.
Yeah, Conyon's been a good one, leading the team right now with 10 goals this season. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, 4 Tigers were nominated this week for some very prestigious awards. That story is next. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Pregame Live after a very short break from the Gene Policini Center in Rochester, New York, set up tonight's Atlantic Hockey Showdown between Niagara and RIT, the 62nd all-time Division I meeting between these two rivals. Well, earlier this week, 3 RIT Tigers were nominated for college hockey's most prestigious award. Goaltender Jakub Krmacek, defenseman Ben Roger, and forward Christian Catalano among 87 players across the country to be nominated for the Hobie Baker Award, given annually to college hockey's best player. This year, you can text to vote for the RIT trio. For more information, visit ritathletics.com. Senior forward Tyler Mahan was also a nominee this week. The Tiger captain has been nominated for the 2026 Hockey Humanitarian Award, presented annually to college hockey's finest citizen who makes significant contributions to their team and also in the community. Finalists will be announced in February. The winner announced at the Frozen Four 4 in Las Vegas come April. Well, after tonight, the Tigers head to Mercyhurst next weekend and then visit Army West Point after that. So we're not back with you until, yeah, that's right, Tuesday, February 10th, when RIT will once again host Niagara. Coverage begins that night, 6:30 with pregame live, followed by face-off 7:05, February 10th here on Flow Hockey. Well, that'll do it for pregame live here tonight. John and Gene will have the call for you next, and I'll see you back here for the intermission report. Until then, enjoy the game. RIT Niagara next here on the RIT Sports Network.